the show?
I'm just saying high school's rough.
We can help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High school's rough. You know, at least now, this whole thing, Caitlin, they have this whole zero tolerance thing. Mm-hmm. So now you can't even, you can't ostracize.
Yeah, that's true.
There's zero tolerance.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us, so how did you end up coming back here to Los Angeles?
I was accepted into UCLA.
Congratulations.
After the result of all that hard study.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'm a third year now. I'm an English major.
Right
Wow.
on.
So I'm finishing soon.
Oh yeah.
Huh.
Look at her. She's happy. She's
You
near
living
the
on
end.
campus or you living off campus?
I live off campus, right underneath the Hollywood sign
Oh
Oh,
man.
yeah, that's cool.
Wow, that's
at the Hollywood Tower. Yeah.
Oh, now we know where to find her.
What's even worse, we've been living here. She's gotten closer to the Hollywood sign. We live here and we can't get close.
Man, well,
bad.
we can't, but we did have a buddy of ours that actually walked. He did a video walking to the
wow.
Hollywood sign.
Yes.
He walked,
That's a long
seriously.
walk.
Yeah.
He started right like Crenshaw and Wilshire.
Yeah.
And he actually videotaped it. I thought it was incredible.
It was. It was.
Yeah, I
Very
I
much
never,
so.
I know I can't.
All right. Good.
Wow. So, okay, so tell us now. So what are your plans with now? You're working in your third year.
Yep.
English major.
Yeah.
What are your future plans with all these things that you're doing?
I want to be a journalist. I'm an
Wow.
English major because there's no journalism major at UCLA, so you kind of have to contour your own schedule.
Wow.
And eventually I want to host the news. I'm going to be interning at CNN in the fall.
Okay. There
And
you
I
go.
hosted a small swimsuit show on FoxNews.com with Playmate of the Year Hope Dorosic.
Wow.
So if you go to FoxNews.com and search Caitlin O'Connor, you'll find some of our footage of me in bikinis.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Caitlin, I don't know. It just occurred to me something else just listening to you. Your voice.
Yeah, you can hear it.
You have like actually almost a voiceover voice.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, like
I'm actually really sick, so this isn't my normal voice.
But
It's a little-
yeah, because
Very good.
I've been listening to. Okay, we do a lot of indie artists, and we play here. And so we go online to a bunch of places where they're sharing podcasts, and there's some really hot female DJs out there today. A whole bunch. They're hot.
Yeah.
And what the latest thing, at least a few of them have been getting to, is the voice thing. Because I'm not used to that. We're used to the guys. You know what's happening.
Yeah.
And now we have the ladies that are coming with their version of it. And I just noticed your voice. That's very nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can imagine
Thank
what it's
you.
like when she is totally healthy, and then I'm still
It's
looking.
like an angel's voice.
Okay.
You like that part, don't you?
I do.
You're happy now.
I do.
Happy man. Okay.
Man, all right. So everybody, go take a look. And here, let's take Vic.
Quick-
Let's take a minute
Let's look. Take
and
it again.
show some pictures. Right?
Bam, there we are.
Let's scroll down because we can.
Yes,
And you can read about her right there. But let's just show some.
that is hot.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Wow. Isn't that something? Just absolutely gorgeous. Look at those brows.
Wow.
I've been watching Tyra's show. So I'm more and doing the hot picks. I'm way more sensitive now to the whole couture.
All right, sure you are. Sure you
Man,
are.
that is a nice pick. Wow,
Very.
sexy.
Yes.
And then take a look at this one.
Now that one looks like it's a part of a trailer, a film. Something that's already
Yeah.
happened. It really looks like that.
Thank you.
The blue smoke and everything, Mario. You like that?
You know what it is? She has a really sexy mouth. Look at it. Very nice. Come on. Now.
Go do your job.
Okay, now look at this. Look now. Look at her eyes, you guys. Come on. Come on now.
See what I'm saying? See, I'm
You know,
not saying
if you just cover that up, if you just cover it up and only just look at the eyes, that's like mischief.
Look at your mind. Look at your mind.
I mean, but I'm saying it's beautiful. It's enticing. That's why I'm just.
I want
I'm just showing everybody the pics.
I know what you're doing.
Look at this one.
Wow. See, the photography is hot. You see where the eyes. See, you know what? When we do our hot picks, we don't really get to see this type of work that often, do we?
Now take the.
It's for a reason. I know.
The big blue.
Okay, keep drooling. I noticed you're staying on
Well,
it.
so
for a
I
while.
think that she's obviously Vic.
Well, yeah.
She's obviously very well. Let's say she's right prepared.
Yes.
Right for this next topic that we have to deal with today.
Okay.
Because the topic of the day has to do with Inez Sains.
Man.
Okay, Vic, you want to tell us what you know a little bit about this?
Well, you know what? I think it's obvious. They're talking about sexism. Inez Sains, basically, and everybody knows the story. Inez Sains being in the locker rooms with the jocks, the athletes, was on the field with the New York Jets, and then, she has a body. She's hot. So
Take a look at the body.
I know.
First, I wasn't understanding the story. Right. They kept talking about this. I said, why is this news?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they kept going. I said, then they showed her, and I said, ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, well,
Ooh.
it's so funny. They did a lot following up this morning, and the bottom line, she finds no complaints, but it all was ushered in because the football players were tossing the balls over towards the sideline where she was, so they can actually hoot her in the locker room. She had no problem.
Just like the commercial.
Right, it was no problem.
That's healthy, boyish play. Come on.
I know.
So that's like, isn't that akin to a woman dropping her purse and bending over to pick up the lipstick? Like, isn't that the oldest game in the world? And half the guys gag on their whatever they're eating. Okay, so
I'm not saying.
Let me tell you.
What's the real problem?
Okay, the real problem is, I think, a little bit of being overly politically correct. Inez Sains at the center of alleged harassment controversy, because as it came out, people were saying that the players had acted inappropriately in her presence. Now, years ago, there was an issue when women first got into the locker room, they were treated totally badly.
Yes, sir.
Just like everybody that was doing. When the brothers first got in the locker room, how do you think they were treated? With welcome arms? Are you kidding?
Right.
Hell no.
No.
They treated them terribly. In fact, in the early days, players went out of their ways to try to shock female broadcasters, because when the male broadcasters went in there, they would be walking in and out nude, going to the shower. Well, some of the players wanted to shock some of the female broadcasters. Some of them were not shocked, and some of them not so shocked. Some of them were.
You're wrong, man. You are bad.
Anyway, I'm just saying, but we know we went through this because those were the days when it was so new to have women. Now we're so used to women on the sideline, women, and they know sports.
Of course,
and they know sports. Well, this got a little bit carried away because other people got involved in it. A bunch of spokeswomen from different women's groups. You had Gloria Allred on TV the other day commenting about this. And the question is this behavior? Well, Inez tried to back off of everything, saying, well, wait a minute, really wasn't, because she likes to play around with the players. Yes. She's not a standoffish broadcaster. Right. She's one of those ones that's in your face, joking.
Yes.
So she's not trying to have it both ways.
True.
But let me tell you how bad it's gotten, Caitlin. Clinton Portis is one of the players who just made a comment like yesterday. This is his comment. And for this is even news. This is what he said, and I quote, somebody got to spark her interest, or she's gonna want somebody. End of quote. That's what he said. Yeah. Quote, somebody got to spark her interest, or she's gonna want somebody. End of quote. Mm-hmm. That comment caused the whole NFL league reaction.
True. I agree. Now, wait a minute. Okay, let me just say this.
And I'm saying, and then he apologized. He said, I was wrong to make the comments I did. And I apologize. I respect the job that all reporters do. It is a tough job. And we all have to work and act in a professional manner. I understand and support the team on these issues.
Okay. All right.
I think it's just because it's in the media. But, what do you think, Caitlin?
I'm not quite sure. What was his quote again?
His quote, and he's actually could get sanctioned for this. Wow. His quote, they got it's in quotations. Somebody's got to spark her interest, or she's gonna want somebody. He's basically saying she's in the locker room. Yeah. She's gonna see guys she likes. She's going to be interested in guys. That's what the conversation was. That when you have female reporters in there that look like this, girls are girls, guys are guys.
Right.
But I didn't see a curse word, a sexual reference, a reference to her breasts, her butt, nothing, right, Caitlin? I mean, all the stuff you would call...
No, I think that quote's fine, but she definitely should be in Show Magazine. I think we should put that out there. I want to see her in Show Magazine.
Well, you know what? Because now I want to see her because I watched her stuff. See, I never heard of her before, right? How many never heard of her?
I've
never heard of her.
Now we all want to know
exactly.
more.
We all know who she is now.
It worked for her. She's representing Mexico, a reporting group or station or something like that. So now she's put herself in the mix. But see, the part I'm not trying to listen to more, I can't help it. And it's the age. Whenever you listen to the people who are making comments, how come they're always much older?
Well, that's the one.
And so the conservatism is there. And isn't sexism part of society? Is an endemic, especially in sports, to a certain degree? That can you walk in the room and say, "Oh, from a woman's point of view, they're attractive, but do my job." Men can do the same.
Well, that's the question, and that's the problem with reporting because there's a lot of sensitivity because it's a traditional old boys network. But that's why I wanted to ask someone like, this is why, to me, Caitlin is so appropriate to ask these questions because here she is. She's living this. She's a beautiful woman who's seriously working on something that involves her head.
That's gonna happen.
Went to school.
Right.
In school.
Right.
So I'm sure, you know, she has a mind that she wants to be respected for, and she's
Right.
also going into journalism. So how do you feel about you being a young, beautiful woman like you are? You going into the locker room, right? How about UCLA? You go in the locker room. How do you feel about handling that role yourself as a beautiful woman?
Well, people don't always look at you if you're beautiful as somebody who's smart. So you kind of
That's
have
right.
to you have to walk in as a beautiful girl, and then they're going to notice you.
Right.
And then you take that opportunity when people have their eyes on you to actually show them that you're smart.
Right.
So I think she was doing the right thing because now everybody knows who she is. Now she can actually do her job, and people will pay attention to what she's doing.
So it was strategic somewhat.
I think it was strategic.
See, I like people like that too. Now you notice what she's saying.
Was it a good idea?
I think it was a good idea.
You
I
gotta
like her
know,
pictures.
right? You're right.
That's
See,
what I'm
she's known
saying.
again.
See, so in other words, sexism, when I said sexism is part of our society,
Yeah.
it's how you use it to your advantage. But there's a certain level you don't go beyond. But if in this day and age, Mario, you know what I'm
Oh,
saying.
no. In other words,
certain day
no,
and
I agree.
age.
We all capitalize. Let me give you another example. It's like being the one brother, right?
Yes, right.
See, even though there's the racism,
Right.
there's the thing that once you get beyond that, you are the one brother,
Yes.
and you got all the attention.
Yes.
So
It works.
you can work it and
Work it.
right,
On
but
a
it
stick.
also involves pressure. Just like
Why
you're
not?
going to be the pioneer woman,
Yes.
in the locker room.
Go
you know,
there.
but even though they already had those, they already had the pioneer women.
Right. And the pioneer women, okay, I'm going to say this. Do you pay attention more to the women of sports reporting today than 15, 20 years ago?
Yeah, I do, and I don't know that we need the women in sports to be like men in sports. See, that's the other thing. I'm not sure my answer. I just don't think that we need to have women cloning the men sportscasters.
Okay.
I mean, 'cause we have some.
I got you.
We have some that are masculine, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know.
So I'm not sure we need you to become men. I like the flavor, and I hadn't even noticed how naturally
Right.
we have gotten accustomed to having women comment on sports without even feeling like that's at least the part that's changed. You don't even think it's a big deal to have women
That's
comment
right.
on sports.
Yeah.
It used to be when I was a teenager, you were like, what do you know about football, girly?
Right.
Exactly.
Now you know they know. They'll start quoting stuff on you.
Thank you. So don't come with it. They are very, very intelligent
It's a different breed. You know
about
what?
the sports across the board.
It's almost
Way
like those
above.
light beer commercials. The bartender. Have you guys noticed the female bartenders that just breaking balls in all the commercials? Hey there, kitty cat guy.
You love those commercials.
You know,
You like
of course
that.
they're all
You like
fine.
that. Of
You're looking
course.
at the bartender.
Right.
She's like,
You like him, don't you?
just
Because you want men to get broken down because you want to see women control because you're a problem.
I like
You're a problem.
challenging the norm. As a man, I myself, you know, we all have our biases. I just like to practice breaking some of mine. So,
I know.
you know, there were times I learned to get used to things. When I was young, I was more traditional in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But as I got older, I learned to accept women more as individuals, willing to, you know, to make choices, make decisions, sometimes make the decision for you as a couple. I also recognize their need to pay.
So I know
Pay.
it. Here it comes.
Open up your
Here it
pocketbook.
comes. Here comes the bitter man. Caitlin, cover
Leave
your ears
a
up.
tip sometime.
Yeah, cover your ears up. Thank you. You don't want to hear this part. This is the part
Hey.
of therapy that we're supposed to. Wait a
What?
minute. See, this is therapy. There's a therapy session we have after this every time. It's probably because Mario has accumulated a lot of time and investment over the years.
A lot of bitterness.
Yes, there
I
you
hear.
go. There you go. There you go. Help that man.
You know what? Because sometimes, you guys, it is a little bitterness, but some of it is just being a little cynical.